The sun was setting over a green meadow, casting a warm golden light over the soft grass. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the tall trees, making a soothing sound that seemed to whisper, "It's time to rest." In this peaceful meadow, a tortoise named Max made his home. Max was a slow and steady creature, with a shell that shone like polished brown leather and eyes that twinkled like the stars on a clear night. He loved to take long naps in the warm sun, feeling its rays soak into his shell and warm his heart. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, Max began to stir from his afternoon nap. He stretched his neck and yawned, revealing a tiny pink tongue that darted in and out of his mouth. "Time for a walk," he said to himself, his voice low and rumbling like thunder on a summer day. Max ambled out of his cozy little burrow, blinking in the bright sunlight. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming wildflowers, and the sound of birds singing their evening songs. Max felt grateful for this peaceful life, surrounded by the beauty of nature. In a nearby thicket, a hare named Sam was busy grooming his sleek fur. Sam was a speedy creature, with long legs and a mischievous glint in his eye. He loved to run and play, feeling the wind rushing past his face and the sun shining down on his back. As he smoothed out his whiskers, Sam said to himself, "I'm the fastest creature in the meadow. No one can catch me." He chuckled, feeling proud of his speed and agility. Sam was always on the go, never staying in one place for too long. He loved the thrill of the chase, the rush of adrenaline as he darted through the grass. As the sun continued to set, Max and Sam went about their evening routines. Max wandered through the meadow, taking in the sights and sounds of the natural world. He noticed the way the light danced through the leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. He felt the soft grass beneath his feet, and the gentle breeze rustling his shell. Sam, on the other hand, was getting ready for a run. He stretched his long legs and arched his back, feeling the muscles flex and relax. "I'll show Max how fast I can go," he said to himself, grinning mischievously. The meadow was growing quieter, as the animals began to settle in for the night. The birds were roosting in their nests, and the rabbits were snuggled up in their burrows. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of crickets provided a soothing background hum. Max and Sam were the only creatures still awake, each lost in their own thoughts and dreams. As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Max and Sam felt a sense of peace wash over them. They knew that tomorrow would bring new adventures, but for now, they could simply rest and enjoy the beauty of the meadow. The moon was rising, casting a silver glow over the meadow. Max and Sam felt their eyelids growing heavy, as the peacefulness of the night surrounded them. They knew that soon they would be fast asleep, dreaming of all the wonderful things they would do tomorrow. And as they drifted off to sleep, the meadow grew quieter, the only sound the gentle rustling of the leaves and the soft whisper of the wind. The stars shone brightly in the sky, twinkling like diamonds against the dark blue background. The world was at peace, and Max and Sam were safe in their cozy little homes, surrounded by the beauty of nature. As the night wore on, the moon rose higher in the sky, casting a gentle light over the meadow. The shadows grew longer and softer, and the air grew cooler and sweeter. Max and Sam were fast asleep, their dreams filled with visions of the next day's adventures. But in a nearby burrow, a little rabbit named Luna was just waking up. She stretched her tiny body and yawned, feeling the sleepiness slowly leave her eyes. Luna was a curious rabbit, always eager to explore and discover new things. She loved to hop through the meadow, feeling the dew on her paws and the wind in her fur. As she emerged from her burrow, she saw the moon shining brightly in the sky. "What a beautiful night," she said to herself, her voice barely above a whisper. Luna began to hop through the meadow, feeling the soft grass beneath her feet. She noticed the way the moonlight danced through the leaves, casting shadows that seemed to come alive. She felt the cool breeze on her face, and the gentle rustle of the leaves as she passed by. As she wandered through the meadow, Luna came across a small clearing. In the center of the clearing stood an old tree, its branches twisted and gnarled with age. The tree seemed to be sleeping, its leaves quiet and still. Luna felt drawn to the tree, as if it were calling to her. She approached it slowly, feeling the energy of the tree emanating from its trunk. As she reached out to touch the tree's bark, a soft voice spoke to her. "Welcome, little one," the voice said. "I have been waiting for you." Luna was startled, but she felt no fear. She looked up at the tree, and saw that its branches were swaying gently in the breeze. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "I am the guardian of the meadow," the tree replied. "I have watched over this land for many years, and I have seen many creatures come and go. But I sense that you are different, little one. You have a curious heart and a sense of wonder." Luna felt a sense of pride and happiness at the tree's words. She realized that she was special, and that she had a role to play in the meadow. The tree began to tell her stories of the meadow's history, of the creatures that had lived there before, and of the secrets that the land held. Luna listened with wide eyes, feeling the magic of the meadow all around her. As the night wore on, the tree's stories came to an end. Luna thanked the tree for its wisdom, and promised to return the next night. The tree smiled, its branches rustling in the breeze. "I will be here, little one," it said. "And I will always be watching over you." With that, Luna hopped back to her burrow, feeling grateful for the encounter with the tree. She drifted off to sleep, her heart filled with wonder and her mind filled with the tree's stories. The meadow was quiet once again, the only sound the soft rustling of the leaves and the gentle whisper of the wind. The moon shone brightly in the sky, casting a silver glow over the land. And in the distance, the stars twinkled like diamonds, watching over the meadow and all its creatures. The night air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of crickets provided a soothing background hum. Luna's burrow was cozy and warm, and she snuggled into her bed of soft grasses, feeling grateful for the tree's words. She closed her eyes and let the peacefulness of the meadow wash over her. As she drifted off to sleep, she felt the tree's energy still with her, a gentle presence that watched over her. The moon continued to shine brightly in the sky, casting a silver glow over the meadow. The stars twinkled like diamonds, and the wind whispered softly through the leaves. The world was quiet and still, as if holding its breath in anticipation of the dawn. The creatures of the meadow were all tucked away in their cozy beds, dreaming of the next day's adventures. As the night wore on, the shadows in the meadow grew longer and darker, like gentle fingers stretching out to touch the stars. The air grew cooler, and the scent of the flowers deepened, filling the meadow with a sweet perfume. The tree stood tall and silent, its branches swaying gently in the breeze. It was a guardian, a watcher, and a keeper of secrets. In the distance, a soft hooting sound could be heard, like a lullaby sung by a gentle mother. An owl perched in a nearby tree, its big round eyes watching over the meadow with wisdom and kindness. The owl's feathers were soft and fluffy, and its wings were strong and silent. It was a creature of the night, a hunter and a guardian, and it watched over the meadow with a fierce devotion. As the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, the meadow grew quieter and stiller. The creatures stirred in their beds, but they did not wake. The tree's branches stopped swaying, and the wind died down to a gentle whisper. The stars faded from view, and the moon dipped below the horizon. The world was holding its breath, waiting for the dawn to break. And then, in the silence, the meadow was still. The creatures slept, the tree stood watch, and the owl perched quietly in its tree. The world was at peace, and the meadow was filled with a deep and abiding calm. The sun would rise soon, bringing with it a new day and new adventures. But for now, the meadow was quiet, and the night was at rest. In the darkness, Luna's heart beat softly, and her breathing was slow and deep. She was surrounded by the peacefulness of the meadow, and the tree's energy still watched over her. The world was quiet, and the meadow was still, and in this stillness, Luna slept. The night was dark and deep, but it was also filled with a soft and gentle light, a light that shone from the hearts of all the creatures in the meadow. And in this light, Luna slept, surrounded by the peace and the beauty of the meadow.